Timur, also known as Tamerlane, was born in 1336 in the city of Kesh, located in Maveraünnehir. Timur was a member of the Barlas tribe and began to demonstrate leadership qualities at a young age. During his youth, Timur played a significant role in the conflicts between local tribes. His military and strategic acumen were recognized by local tribes and soldiers. Gaining more and more followers through small skirmishes, Timur started to gain power in the Maveraünnehir region in the 1360s. With the weakening of the Chagatai Khanate, which was a continuation of Genghis Khan's empire, Timur seized Samarkand in 1369 and made it his capital. Samarkand became the administrative and cultural center of Timur's empire. As Timur established his own state, Turks who were tired of Mongol oppression migrated in large numbers to the Timurid Empire. Frustrated by the constant border raids by the Ilkhanate and the Golden Horde, Timur began his campaigns into Iran in 1380. The Ilkhanate army, led by Shah Shuja and Shah Mansur, allied with the Golden Horde, resulting in Toktamish Khan also moving his army against Timur's state. Unable to withstand Timur's might, the Ilkhanate and Golden Horde armies suffered a crushing defeat and had to retreat. Timur captured important cities such as Isfahan, Shiraz, and Tabriz, demonstrating to other states that he was a force to be reckoned with. After gaining control over much of Iran, Timur, weary of the constant attacks from the Golden Horde, directed his attention to the Caucasus. Gathering a large army, Timur crushed the Golden Horde's forces and consolidated his control over the region. Timur's Iranian campaigns had a significant impact on the regional powers, and he became a feared figure. In 1390, Timur began his western campaigns, advancing into Mesopotamia and Syria. Sultan Ahmad Jalayir of the Timurid Sultanate and Sultan Nasir ud-Din Faraj of the Mamluk Sultanate formed an alliance against Timur. Before the battle, Timur sent emissaries offering them a chance to continue as his vassal states, but upon their refusal, he began his campaign with all his might. Defeating the Jalayiride and Mamluk armies decisively, Timur captured important cities such as Baghdad, Aleppo, and Damascus, which were then centers of science and craftsmanship. Following the campaign, Timur relocated the skilled craftsmen and artisans from these cities to Samarkand. In 1398, Timur prepared for a major campaign against India and set out the same year. The key objective of this campaign was to capture Delhi, the capital of the Delhi Sultanate. After seizing Delhi, Timur ordered the city to be destroyed and plundered. During this campaign, Timur's army collected a substantial amount of loot. Additionally, Timur acquired many war elephants, which he integrated into his army for use in future campaigns. This loot further strengthened Timur's empire. Timur, bordering the Ottoman Empire, sent a messenger to Ottoman Sultan Bayezid V, demanding that the Ottomans become his vassal state and pay tribute. Bayezid firmly rejected Timur's demands and insulted him in his response. Infuriated by this rejection, Timur assembled an enormous army of 140,000 soldiers and many war elephants and set out against the Ottoman Empire. Quickly capturing the Ottoman border territories, Timur besieged Ankara. Bayezid, who was on campaign in the Balkans, gathered a force of 70,000 men and hastened to Ankara. Confident of victory, Bayezid brought his sons, Suleiman Çelebi, Isa Çelebi, and Mehmed Çelebi, to the battlefield. In 1402, the two armies faced each other on the plain of Chubuk, near Ankara. During the battle, some Anatolian beyliks who did not wish to remain under Ottoman rule and preferred to side with Timur, betrayed Bayezid and switched sides. Additionally, the Ottoman janissaries and cavalry, unaccustomed to fighting against elephants, began to scatter on the battlefield. Unable to regroup his forces, Bayezid suffered a heavy defeat and was captured by Timur. This defeat plunged the Ottoman Empire into a period of civil strife known as the Interregnum, halting their conquests in the Balkans and leading to succession wars among Bayezid's sons. After a long period of continuous warfare, Timur returned to Samarkand with the intention of launching a grand campaign against China, which was historically considered an ancient enemy of the Turks. In 1404, he began preparations for this significant campaign, demonstrating his ambition to further expand his already vast empire. By this time, the Timurid Empire had grown considerably, covering a large expanse of territory and becoming the dominant power in the region. However, Timur's plans were abruptly halted when he fell ill and died suddenly in 1405 in the city of Otrar at the age of 69. His unexpected death left the empire without its strong central leader and marked the beginning of its decline. With Timur's death, the empire was thrust into a prolonged period of internal conflict and chaos. His sons and grandsons quickly engaged in power struggles, each vying for control over different parts of the empire. These internal conflicts significantly weakened the central authority that Timur had established. Timur's youngest son, Shah Rukh, emerged as a prominent figure during this tumultuous period. He managed to take control of the Khorasan region, a strategically important part of the empire, and ruled it from 1405 until his death in 1447. Shah Rukh was able to bring a degree of stability to his domain. He moved the capital to Herat, where he fostered a cultural and intellectual renaissance, making it a significant center of art and science. Despite his efforts, Shah Rukh could not fully reunify the vast territories that had once been under Timur's control. During Shah Rukh's rule, Timur's grandson, Halil Sultan, seized Samarkand, aiming to establish his authority there. However, Shah Rukh opposed this move and marched his forces to Samarkand. He successfully captured the city, demonstrating his military prowess and consolidating his power over the region. Shah Rukh's decisive actions against Halil Sultan were crucial in maintaining a semblance of unity and stability within the fractured empire. After Shah Rukh's death in 1447, his son Ulugh Beg succeeded him. Ulugh Beg is particularly noted for his contributions to science and culture. He ruled Maveraünnehir and Samarkand, continuing his father's legacy of fostering a rich intellectual environment. Ulugh Beg established an observatory and a madrasa in Samarkand, which became some of the most important scientific centers of the era. Despite his achievements in science and culture, Ulugh Beg's rule was short-lived. In 1449, he was killed amidst conflicts with his sons, highlighting the ongoing internal strife within the Timurid dynasty. Following Ulugh Beg's death, Timur's other grandson, Abu Sa'id, took power. Abu Sa'id is considered one of the most successful rulers among Timur's descendants. He managed to partially reunify the Timurid Empire and brought a degree of stability, something that had been elusive since Timur's death. Abu Sa'id's reign saw temporary respite from the constant internal conflicts, but this stability was short-lived. After his death, the empire once again fell into chaos and internal strife. After Abu Sa'id's death, Husayn Baikara emerged as a significant ruler. Taking control of the Khorasan region, he made Herat his capital and led significant cultural and artistic activities. Husayn Baikara's era is known as the Timurid Renaissance in Herat, marked by a cultural and artistic explosion. His court became a haven for poets, artists, and scholars, contributing to a flourishing of Timurid culture. However, Husayn Baikara's death in 1506 led to further fragmentation and internal conflicts within the Khorasan region. Following Timur's death, the empire quickly disintegrated due to constant conflicts among his descendants and other local rulers. The vast territories that Timur had once controlled proved too difficult for his successors to govern effectively. They failed to maintain the central authority that Timur had established, leading to the rise of local dynasties and lords who began to declare their independence. The Maveraünnehir region, in particular, was plagued by constant conflicts among Timur's descendants. These ongoing power struggles weakened the region's stability, making it vulnerable to external forces. In the early 1500s, the Uzbeks, under the leadership of Shaybani Khan, took advantage of the chaos and asserted their dominance over Maveraünnehir. Shaybani Khan's conquest effectively ended the influence of Timur's descendants in the region, marking the rise of the Uzbeks as a new power in Central Asia. The period following Timur's death was marked by fragmentation and instability. The empire he had built, characterized by its vast territorial expanse and powerful centralized authority, could not withstand the internal power struggles and external pressures that followed his demise. While some of his descendants like Shah Rukh, Ulugh Beg, and Abu Sa'id managed to bring temporary stability and even cultural flourishing to their respective regions, the overall structure of the Timurid Empire crumbled. The rise of new powers, such as the Uzbeks, further underscored the end of Timurid dominance in Central Asia. Despite this, the cultural and intellectual legacy of the Timurids continued to influence the regions they once controlled, particularly through the Timurid Renaissance in Herat